Stand through there. They'll give
You're
you a high
watching
five.
college baseball on ESPN+. It's the final midweek of the year here in Little Rock, and a fitting matchup we have in store. A couple of in-state rivals set to clash with the 136th installment of the Red Wolves and the Trojans. It's Arkansas State in town to take on Little Rock. And a warm welcome here inside Gary Hogan Field. I'm Max Coltrane, welcoming you inside the Oak Forest neighborhoods of the capital city here for the second of two this regular season between the Red Wolves and the Trojans. It was all Arkansas State here a couple months ago in early March. Red Wolves put together 7 extra base hits as they cruised to a 12-5 win. This time, Arkansas State looking to bounce back after dropping 2 of 3 in a heartbreaking Sunday defeat at Old Dominion on the road. For Little Rock here at Gary Hogan Field, they took 2 out of 3 over the Morehead State Eagles. Trojans looking for one final midweek victory here before their last 6 conference games of the year. Trojans just 1 game out of first place in the OVC. Let's take a look at our man on the hill here for the home side. It is the junior right-hander Zach Busick, as you see the numbers there, presented by Jostens. Third-year Trojan getting his 11th start of the year. He has 1 bullpen appearance as well, 3-2, 6 ERA, and 32 2/3 innings. 26 hits against him, 22 earned runs, 29 walks, and 34 strikeouts. He's just run into a little bit of a walk problem, but opponents hitting just .215 against Zach Busick. Little Rock has won 6 of the 9 times that Busick has started. He's got a fastball, slider, changeup, and curve. Again, the command going to be the key for Busick early as our starting pitcher presented by Jostens, the official recognition company of the OVC. And then what he has to contend with here, the batting order for Arkansas State presented by Rawlings, a team that is hitting .262 as a group, but the big threat coming by way of the long ball. 66 home runs, that's second most in the Sun Belt. That's top 50 in Division I baseball. And that man right there, Ashton Quiller, he got things going a couple months ago here at Gary Hogan Field in a hurry with a solo shot. So don't blink here at the beginning of this one as our batting order presented by Rawlings, proud to be the official baseball of the OVC. No sunshine here in sight in central Arkansas. As you see the weather track, 75 degrees, though it is humid here in the capital city, and wind blowing from the south won't be much of a factor. Our weather track presented by Field Turf, the worldwide leader in artificial turf and sponsor of the OVC. 92 on the first pitch fastball there from Zach Busick as we're underway at Gary Hogan Field. We've got a 3-man umpiring crew. Jacob Waldrop is behind the plate. Anthony Jordan is at first, and Chance Wilson is at third. Busick ready here, playing with Ashton Quiller. That one on the outside corner for strike 2, a quick 2-strike count. Quiller, you see that team high 324 average. 60 hits on the year is the most for the Red Wolves, 13 doubles as well, and 27 driven in as the 0-2 fastball misses just upstairs there, 93 on the gun. Trey Hill is doing the catching for Little Rock for the 3rd straight game after Cade Martin started the Friday contest. Trey Hill came in to try and provide some defensive help with his arm as that 1-2 pitch gets fouled off. And Hill was able to limit the Eagles' run game on the weekend. We'll see if he's able to do the same thing against Arkansas State. They don't run a ton on the bases, but Quiller and Patrick Ingskoff, the 3-hole hitter, both can fly. 1-2. Up and off the plate there, 94 from Zach Busick, flashing the velocity here early on. Busick, interesting story coming up. He went to England High School here in central Arkansas, southwest of Little Rock, as the 2-2 misses upstairs, another heater, and now it's full. However, midway through his high school career, Zach Busick, he had to transfer to Carlisle because England didn't have enough players to field a team. So he went to Carlisle High School, 2A school, and finished his high school career there. 3-2 breaking ball on the ground, right side on Hel Cano, little bobble, but he'll take it over to the bag himself in time to get Quiller at first. And there's one down here to open things up at Gary Hogan Field. No changes on the diamond for head coach Chris Curry from those final 2 games of the weekend series defensively as we look at our defensive alignment here presented by Kentucky Tourism. Trey Hill back behind the plate. Friend Lopez, Chaplin, and Cano on the infield. Blake Simpson, Cade Smith, Ty Rhodes, the Jonesboro native, is out in right field for the Trojans. First pitch breaking ball there from Busick, ran inside. That one hit the front foot of Kaysen Campbell, and Campbell going to get himself aboard here. He is 1 for 2 on the year in stolen base attempts. And there's 1 on and 1 out here for the Red Wolves for the Little Rock native and Pulaski Academy graduate, Patrick Inkskov. Here digging in for the Red Wolves. 253 hitter on the year as that fastball misses well upstairs from Busick there at 92. 11 doubles, 8 homers, 32 driven in for Inkskov this season. This Arkansas State team has a ton of returning talent. 3rd and 4th year Red Wolves. Big swing there on a 1-0 pitch as he can't connect with 93. And the count evens up. For Inkskov, he spent his freshman and sophomore years as a Sooner, University of Oklahoma. There's another one that runs in. That one a little bit more painful, though. A fastball at 92. And there was no chance for Inkskov to get out of the way of that one. Back-to-back hit by pitches here issued by Zach Busick. And just like that, 2 on here and 1 out for the cleanup man, Evan Griffiths, for the Red Wolves. First-year Red Wolf Griffiths finds himself in an RBI spot here in his first trip to the plate here in the opening frame. 2 on and 1 out. First pitch bounced to the plate there on the fastball. Busick, after getting that first out on Ashton Quiller, has been struggling a little bit with the heater command. And right on cue, Trey Hill going to jog out to have a conversation with his Griffiths. Those 4 RBIs on the season, 8 homers, 12 doubles for the senior. Griffiths, one of those experienced players that I'm talking about, not necessarily with the Red Wolves in the past few years, but made back-to-back regional appearances with Stetson. And he takes the breaking pitch off the plate there. That was the slider, and now it's 2-0 here as this spot of bother for Zach Busick grows increasingly large here in the first. 2 on, 1 out, and a 2-0 count to the cleanup man. 2-0 pitch, breaking ball off the plate. 3-ball count now with Derek Martinez waiting on deck. Red Wolves trying to do what they did on March the 10th when they were here at Gary Hogan Field and jump on the board first in the first inning. 3-0 pitch, fastball, outside corner there with 92. Seen home plate umpire Jacob Waldrop perhaps give an extra little bit to Busick on a couple of pitches on that corner. Something to watch as this game goes on. 3-1, popped sky high right side of the infield. Angel Cano is over to it. It's right over the first base bag, and he makes the play for the second out. That's a big out there for Zach Busick, who is struggling with the command early in that battle with Griffiths, but he's able to battle back after dropping behind 3-0 to get the out. And so now it's 2 on and 2 out for Derek Martinez. Freshman out of Claremont, Florida. Highly touted TNXL Academy down there for high school as he takes that fastball 92 on the outside corner. Remember, the Trojans had a Christian Burnaby, recent player that graduated from TNXL Academy out there in Florida. Martinez with a team-high 594 slugging percentage. See the 12 big flies, 29 RBIs. He was a little behind that slider there. And a quick 0-2 count here. Zach Busick trying to escape a jam that he got himself into with a couple of hit-by pitches. 2 on, 2 out. The 0-2 pitch, well off the plate. Trey Hill had to dive out of his squat there to keep that one in front of him. Nice work from Little Rock's backstop. Starting in his 3rd straight game this year, Trey Hill behind the plate. That's the longest starting streak. Started to get the bat going as well. 1-2, fastball fouled behind. Off the bat of Martinez down the right side. Martinez also with a Red Wolf leading 944 OPS to go along with those 12 homers and 29 RBIs. Just 3 doubles, though, on the year for Martinez. 1-2. Just a bit low there with 93 on the fastball, and the count evens up. Deuce is wild here in the first. 2 on, 2 out, and a 2-2 pitch coming here from Zach Busick. The 5-hole hitter, Derek Martinez, for the Red Wolves. 2-2 pitch, slider well off the plate, and going to third there on the 2-2 pitch was the lead runner, Campbell. I'm not sure. Looked like Trey Hill might have had a shot to get him. He might have forgotten. He might have thought that was the 3-2 pitch. Frankly, Campbell might have as well, but either way, he's on third base. Runners at the corners now, and a 3-2 coming. Ingskov will have a 2 foul behind, and he'll have to go back to first base. We'll do it full up once more. Arkansas State have forced 23 pitches out of Little Rock's starter. Busick, he made 6 starts last year, and he was midweek starter for a lot of this year, even a Sunday starter for some of this year. He's made 9 starts already before this outing, Zach Busick. 3-2. Got him swinging. Busick gets Martinez to go up and chase the fastball. It was a little shaky with a couple of hit-by pitches, but the Red Wolves strand both runners, and we head to the home half of the first. First look at Little Rock's lineup after this. Back inside Gary Hogan Field, getting set for the home half of the first between a couple of in-state foes, Arkansas State and Little Rock. Taking a look at the man on the hill for the visitors. Our starting pitcher presented by Jostens, redshirt junior out of Searcy, Arkansas. Big right-hander Ckyler Tengler, 6'5", 205, first-year Red Wolf, couple years at Arkansas State Mountain Home. Tengler actually started his collegiate career, here in Little Rock. In the fall of his freshman year, he was here with the Trojans, but didn't finish that season here in Little Rock. Instead went to JUCO, Arkansas State Mountain Home for a couple of years, as you saw his numbers there. This is just his 4th appearance of the year. He had a good outing out of the bullpen on Friday at Old Dominion. He went an inning and a third, gave up 2 hits, no earned runs, no walks, 2 strikeouts. He's got a fastball, slider, and a changeup that he'll be working with. Looking at the lineup here for Little Rock, presented by Rawlings, a team that's hitting .286 as a group, 9 hits on Sunday, just 1 extra base hit, but it was enough to get the job done. Trojans ended up laying down a season-high 3 sacrifice bunts in Sunday's game, so it's good to see them executing the little things while they wait for the lineup's pop to come back. No changes in that lineup for head coach Chris Curry. Top to bottom, it remains the same as all weekend, as the batting order is presented by Rawlings, the official ball of the OVC. Jordy Lopez readying himself here, leading things off for Little Rock as he has for the last 2 months or so. Began the year in the 9-hole, but was getting on base at too good of a clip to keep him down at the bottom of the order. He has found a home in the leadoff spot for the Trojans, the junior out of Santo Domingo in the Dominican Republic. .283 hitter with a .373 on base. That's large in part due to a team-high 24 walks that he's earned. First pitch, swinging out to right field. Towards the line goes Evan Griffiths, and he's going to run out of room. That one ends up in the Little Rock bullpen down there in the right field corner. So it's an 0-1 count. For 8 this past weekend with a walk, a hit by pitch, and an RBI. He has now started in 48 of Little Rock's 49 games this year. Got 24 walks to just 20 strikeouts, so he usually is a guy who's going to at least put the ball in play. Leads Little Rock in runs scored and stolen bases on the year. And Lopez takes the 0-1 pitch upstairs at 90 to even up the count 1-1. Ckyler Tengler out of the windup here. 1-1 pitch, outside corner. 82 there. Looked like the changeup from Tengler that drops in at the knees for strike 2. Lopez going to have to battle here. Down in the count. Same spot with that one down the third base line. That dribbles foul. Looked like another changeup there from Tengler. So fastball, change-up so far against Jerry Lopez. 2 years for Lopez at Western Oklahoma State College. Junior college that has produced a ton of professional talent. Andrelton Simmons, the cream of the crop from that program. 1-2. Protect swing there for Lopez on a pitch that looked like it would end up low and outside, but never a bad idea to foul one off with 2 strikes, and we'll do it again. Lopez, 8 of his 12 stolen bases this year have been against conference opponents, so they've been coming lately for the junior. Another 1-2 home. Fastball upstairs. Lopez able to hold the hands back there. He almost dropped down to a knee before holding the bat back. Count evened up here, and a nice 7-pitch plate appearance for Lopez at least here to lead off the home half of the first. Tengler ready. 2-2. Out to the left side and out of play. Lopez fouling off another one here. He's going to have an 8-pitch plate appearance and a quality at-bat to get the game underway here in the home half. Lopez went to Life Prep Academy in Wichita, Kansas, same high school as Little Rock first baseman Angel Cano. Those guys have been teammates in high school and junior college and now at the Division I level. 2-2. Got him looking. Fastball inner part of the plate. Lopez wasn't ready for the challenge pitch from Tengler. So a lengthy plate appearance, but Tengler wins the battle. And there's one down here in the home half of the first. So that's going to bring up Cade Smith now, first-year Trojan, with a team-high 328 average among qualifying hitters, 4 homers, 38 driven in. Team-high 59 hits on the year for Smith, who takes the first pitch upstairs. Also a team-high 38 RBIs, and again, more walks than strikeouts on the year, 24 walks to 23 Ks for the redshirt sophomore from Searcy. Smith with a 2-ball count here. Couple of guys from Searcy squaring off, as that's a disengagement there. For Tengler on the mound, he went to Searcy High School. For Cade Smith, it was Harding Academy, as he turns the 2-0 pitch around down the left field line, and a running grab down in the corner by Cross Jumper. Red Wolves left fielding the leather and the range, as he's able to one down on the warning track for the second out here in the inning. That was sharp off the bat of Smith, but it hung up just enough for Jumper to get there. Red Wolves really have some good speed across the outfield. They're a good defensive side. And nobody on base now, and 2 down for Angel Cano digging in for Little Rock. And he takes the first pitch strike at the knees on the inside part of the plate for strike 1. That was the same pitch that Tengler was able to strike out Lopez on looking. Cano's 0-1 pitch. He fouls down the third base side. A nice barehanded play by a Red Wolf down there in the third base dugout. Cano, the senior from Cartagena, Colombia. Second-year Trojan. Had a battle injury last year. Just hit .247 on the season last year, but it was the postseason where he really shined. The 0-2, off the end of the bat over to short. Charging was Patrick Ingskoff, and he fires in time to Derek Martinez at first. Trojans down 1-2-3. A good start for Ckyler Tengler against his old club. And we are through the first. No score here at Gary Hogan Field. Back inside Gary Hogan Field here with an in-state rivalry midweek matchup. Arkansas State and Little Rock squaring away for the second and final time this regular season. Arkansas State taking the first matchup 12-5 here at Gary Hogan Field. That was on March the 10th. These sides were supposed to meet a week ago in Jonesboro, but that one got rained out. These matchups between these two teams, they've had a tendency to get rained out lately. There has been at least one rainout in this matchup in each of the last 4 seasons. And it's a muggy day here in Arkansas's capital. They tried to get this one. I'm glad we're able to get started here at our scheduled 6 o'clock start time. Cross jumper is the hitter, and he takes strike one there on the outside corner. 4 homers, 10 driven in there. 235 on the year is Jumper, who just made a really nice catch down in the left field corner to rob Cade Smith of extra bases. Takes that up and off the plate in a 1-1 count now. Redshirt senior Jumper, hometowner from Jonesboro. And he takes the 1-1 upstairs, 90 on the fastball from Busick. He's been all the way up to 94 with that pitch, but struggled with the command a little bit in the first inning. He hit a couple of Red Wolves, but able to escape that jam without damage up. Having some trouble pulling down the heater here, though, against Jumper, and it's a 3-1 count. Couple of high fastballs. Fourth year for Cross Jumper with the Red Wolves, and he's going to have a free base on a 3-1 pitch that was uncompetitive up and off the plate. Leadoff walk for Jumper. It's going to be a base runner for Jake Henry Williams now, as the Red Wolves try and get something going here in the second off of the starter, Busick. Jumper 1 stolen base on the year, so not the primary suspect to go and try and steal a base on this Red Wolf side. Another Jonesboro guy, Jake Henry Williams. See the numbers there for the DH. Very limited appearances, though. Just 13 starts in 29 games for Jake Henry Williams. As you see, Little Rock pitching coach, former Washington National Evan Lee, former Arkansas Razorback as well, two-way player in his college days, out there to try and have a chat with Zach Busick, calm down his right-hander. Evan Lee, he's the one who does the pitch calling on the PitchCom device from the dugout. First pitch, that one ran up and in, and it hits Jake Henry Williams. Third plunked batter by Zach Busick here in his opening 2 frames. 2 of those in the first inning, and now 1 here. A walk and a hit by pitch to Cross Jumper and Jake Henry Williams, and just like that, there are 2 on and nobody out here in the second inning. Painful one there on the, it looked like the shoulder blade of Henry Williams. And now Raul Torres will have to wait because the skipper is going left to right across your screen. Head coach Chris Curry out of the dugout for Little Rock. That's going to be all for Zach Busick. He gets through just 1+, and we're going to see Malcolm Brown out of the bullpen for the Trojans when we come back. Well, spot a bother here for the Trojans. Zach Busick's day is done on the hill. Little Rock going with a right-hander from Texarkana, Texas. Malcolm Brown getting the ball here. The 4th-year Trojan getting his 19th appearance of the season. 2-1 with a save, an ERA of about 5.5 in 19 1/3 innings of work. Giving up 18 hits, 12 earned runs. He's walked 7 and struck out 19. Coming off of a good last outing, April the 22nd against UTRGV. He went 2 2/3 innings, gave up 3 hits, 2 earned runs, and struck out 3 vaqueros. As he has the ball now, Arkansas State have Cross Jumper leading off of second, Jake Henry Williams leading off of first, and Raul Torres is the hitter here with nobody out in the top of the second. And first to look over to second base, I think Brown wanting to see if Torres was going to square to try and lay a bunt down there. We'll have to see if the Red Wolves want to bunt with Torres, whether they're swinging away. Torres going to square around. He pops up the bunt, but just beyond Trey Hill, the catcher, who was quick out of the squat to try and track that ball down. Second-year Red Wolf Raul Torres out of San Lorenzo, Puerto Rico. A couple years at Indian Hills Community College before that. Squares around again and pulls it back on a breaker there from Brown that ends up blowing off the plate. Malcolm Brown, who has appeared just about as much as anybody out of this Little Rock bullpen. Somebody who head coach Chris Curry says he likes in these type of spots, these back against your wall spots, as that bunt is laid down the third base line. Friend only played to first. Cooper Chaplin, the second baseman, was on the bag, and he did a nice job playing first there. Chaplin on a throw that was a little bit up the line from Friend. So a good sacrifice bunt from Torres. Henry Williams gets the second. Cross jumper gets the third. And now you've got a couple runners in scoring position and just one out in the inning. And an RBI spot for the backstop, Caden Amundsen. Now for the Red Wolves, another look at that. Good play by Chaplin to keep that left toe on. Able to make the play with the runner coming in hot. So here's Caden Amundsen now, 217 hitter for the senior catcher as he swings through the first pitch. Looked like it could have been a changeup and fouls it behind. Amundsen out of Otsego, Minnesota. Second year Red Wolf, couple years at Nichols before that. He was one of the guys that head coach Mike Silva took with him when he went from Nichols to Arkansas State. 0-1 slider, past the diving glove of Nolan Friend. One run's going to come around to score. Here comes Henry Williams. He'll come around to score. It's a 2 RBI single for Caden Amundsen. And the Red Wolves jump on the board first here in the second. It is 2-0. Arkansas State on top. It's going to be RBI 12 and 13 on the year for Arkansas State's catcher. No chance there for Blake Simpson to try and gun down Henry Williams. There just wasn't enough on that hit. You can see it start to die out in the outfield in front of Simpson. And ended up being rather easy for Henry Williams to come around on the 2 RBI single. So back to the top of the order, Ashton Quiller. He takes a fastball below the zone. Quiller worked a deep count against Zach Busick his first time up, but ended up grounding out to Angel Cano at first. Quiller, first inning back in the first game against Little Rock here at Gary Hogan Field in March. 1-0, and it's a changeup there that ran in, stayed upstairs, and it's 2-0 now. Little Rock arms just struggling to find the zone so far. Zach Busick, the starter, already out of the game after 3 hit-by pitches in the first 1+ innings from the starter. And now Malcolm Brown behind in the count, 2-0. And his 2-0 misses, gets away from Hill behind, and the runner here with a big turnaround second. But Amundsen going to hold up in scoring position, satisfied with the 90 feet that he advanced before a 3-0 pitch hum. Malcolm Brown just 1 appearance now away from his season high that he set last year. He had 20 appearances a season ago, including 6 starts. However, the postseason helped with that. 3-0 pitch right down Main Street with the fastball, 89 from Brown. He's got the fastball changeup and the breaking ball. Goes to a lot of changeups, Malcolm Brown, against righties or lefties. That's what I'd say is the most effective pitch for Brown. The 3-1 on the ground, left side foul. And now all full up to Quiller here. Nice job by Brown to get back in this count. Second straight trip to the plate for Quiller where he's worked the count full. Exactly what you want to see from your leadoff hitter in the lineup if you're a Red Wolf. As that one fouled off and he continues with the lengthy trips to the plate. Red Wolves, a successful first trip to the order. Already 2 runs across here in this second inning, and they're looking for more here. Off of Little Rock's reliever here, Malcolm Brown. Amundsen leading off a second, 1 down. The 3-2. Fouled off the bat of Quiller. Brown able to execute a couple of pitches and put him where he wants to. Just not enough to get one beyond Quiller. Big pitch coming here. Still one out in the second, and first a check over there on Amundsen. Making sure he stays close. Jason Campbell waits on deck here for the Red Wolves. The 3-2 on the ground left side. That'll stay fair. Nolan Friend fires to first in time to get Quiller, and that's good for the second out here in the second. Good job by Friend, able to hold Amundsen at second base there. Little Rock would like for Malcolm Brown to eat up some innings here before the final two conference series of the year. Of course, both of these teams will have 3 days off before Friday's conference opener this weekend. As the first pitch there, in there on the outside corner to Kason Campbell. That was the first pitch change-up from Brown. Campbell was hit by a pitch his first time. That was against Zach Busick. This is his first look at Malcolm Brown. 0-1 pitch, outside corner at the knees there. That was the fastball at 88. Good job tunneling those two pitches, Brown. Able to create some deception with the fastball there on Campbell, who perhaps a changeup was going to end up below the zone. Way ahead now, the 0-2 on the ground, back up the middle. Jordy Lopez is there. His throw to first base needs a pick, and it's not going to be able to be made by Cano. And coming around to score from second is Caden Amundsen. It's a 3-run inning for Arkansas State, as Campbell gets aboard on the E6. Really uncharacteristic throwing error there from Jordy Lopez at short, the usually sure-handed Little Rock shortstop. Another look at this one, just undercooked the throw. And Cano can't make the backhanded pick. He's a little bit slow to get back to that ball as well. And first pitch swinging here. That's past Nolan Friend at third base. Patrick Ingskov has his first hit at Gary Hogan Field here this evening. And now 2 on and 2 out. Red Wolves right back in business after the third run coming across. Arkansas State going to bring 8 Red Wolves to the plate here in the second frame. First pitch swinging there from Patrick Ingskov, and now he is aboard twice in his opening 2 appearances here in his hometown, the Little Rock native. So cleanup man Evan Griffiths is up now. He popped out to Angel Cano at first, his first time up. This is his first look here at Malcolm Brown with 2 on and 2 out. Outside corner there with a fastball for strike 1. Brown had a vital postseason appearance at Alex Box Stadium last year, June the 1st. After not pitching a single time in the Ohio Valley Conference tournament, he was called upon in the middle innings against LSU, as that one dances away from Trey Hill. Lucky it doesn't roll into the Little Rock dugout on the first base side. It took a big hop off of the gear of Hill there. Both runners going to advance 90 feet. Campbell now 90 feet away. And Ingskov moves up to second base. So 2 runners in scoring position, 2 outs in the inning, 3 already across. And Griffiths at the plate trying to do some damage and create even more separation here in the early innings. 1-1 pitch from Brown. Foul ball there. Griffiths looked like he was a little out in front of that changeup. See if Brown goes back to the change of speeds or whether he tries to speed up Griffiths with the fastball. 1-2. Fastball popped up right field as it's carrying a little bit, but Ty Rhodes has room in front of the warning track, and he makes the play in straightaway right field. So Arkansas State strand 2, but they don't mind. They plate 3 on 2 hits in the frame. Red Wolves lead by 3 as we head to the home half of the second here at Gary Hogan Field. Back inside Gary Hogan Field, Red Wolves getting on the board early here with 3 in the top half of the second. look at the Arkansas State defense here, presented by Kentucky Tourism. Cross jumper Ashton Quiller, Evan Griffiths around the outfield. Torres, Inkskov, Campbell, and Martinez on the diamond. And Caden Amundsen, as he usually is the backstop for the Red Wolves here for Ckyler Tengler, working in his second inning of work. 14 pitches for Tengler in the first as he set down the Trojans in order. He has 4, 5, 6, Blake Simpson, Nolan Friend, and Ty Rhodes due up for the Trojans. And so that'll bring up Blake Simpson now, redshirt junior out of Toronto, Ontario, Canada. First-year Trojan who was 2 for 9 with a double and a couple RBIs as well as a walk this weekend. Left-handed hitting left fielder. Came here to Little Rock from the University of Missouri where he played last year. However, he was injured throughout most of the spring. He played just 3 games for the Tigers for head coach Carrick Jackson. And he was 4 for 12 on the season there. As he hits that one down the left field line pretty well, but it's going to hang up out there, and the catch is made by cross jumper on the warning track. Second time that jumper early on in this game has been brought back to the warning track down in that left field corner. Just not enough on that one from Simpson to get himself extra bases. So 1 down now for Little Rock, nobody on base. 4 up, 4 down for Ckyler Tengler, and now it's Nolan Friend, the junior out of Kingman, Kansas, for the Trojans. Another first-year Trojan. Swings a little out in front there on 83. Aggressive first pitch swing from Friend. Two for 10 with a double and a walk on the weekend for Friend, coming in just over that 300 clip as he looks like he swung there. Yeah, check swing appeal over to first, and Anthony Jordan confirms strike 2. 41st start this year for Friend, who spent 2 years at Cloud County Community College before getting the Division I call. 0-2. That ball turned around down the left side. But that one's going to be foul down there. That ball was crushed off the bat of Friend, but a little bit out in front there, the changeup. Friend, who comes in as one of the toughest hitters in college baseball to strike out. Only 11 Ks and 155 at-bats. He's behind 0-2 here. He's able to take that breaking ball. Looks like the curve from Tengler. Well up and off the plate. One, two. That's a rocket down the left side. Another changeup that Friend was just slightly out in front of. A couple of sweet connections for Nolan Friend, but nothing to try and straighten it out here on 1-2. He's got 27 RBIs in the year. 19 of those have come in conference games, so he has been clutch across the Ohio Valley schedule as that 1-2 pitch is called strike 3, and it's strikeout number 2 for Ckyler Tengler tonight here in Little Rock. Both of those coming looking so far for the Red Wolves right-hander. And nobody on base now and 2 down for the Jonesboro native, Jonesboro High School graduate, senior 4th-year Trojan Ty Rhodes, who has loads of ties to Arkansas State baseball. First pitch in there at the knees for strike 1. Ty's dad, Todd, spent 2 years with the Red Wolves baseball program in 1996 and 97. Todd Rhodes was a part of back-to-back 30-win Red Wolf sides, including a 35-win team in 1997 that remains the 3rd winningest team in Arkansas State history. Rhodes was 3 for 10 on the weekend, 2 doubles, an RBI, and a walk. He's getting his 198th career Little Rock start today, his 204th career game as he takes the fastball upstairs. Rhodes is the team leader in doubles for Little Rock, 14 doubles this year, and he is top 5 in program history in at-bats, hits, RBIs, total bases, and games played here for Little Rock baseball. 1-2 pitch, looked like it was off the barrel, but under it was Rhodes, out to shallow center field. Ashton Quiller gets over to it and makes the play. 6 up, 6 down so far for Ckyler Tengler and the Red Wolves. Arkansas State lead by 3 after 2 here in the capital city. Back here inside Gary Hogan Field, Arkansas State on top of Little Rock 3-0 as we head to the top of the third on UA Little Rock faculty and staff appreciation night down on the third base side here at Gary Hogan Field. Got some burgers and whatnot going on the grill, and I think Ray Tucker's even got some margaritas down on the third base side for faculty, staff, and families in attendance here at the Hogue. Trojans still waiting on some offense, but Red Wolves will have the next shot. They've got 3 runs across, all 3 in the second inning. After Zach Busick lost the command a little bit for Little Rock, it's Malcolm Brown out of the bullpen. He got through the end of that second inning, and he'll have 5, 6, and 7 in this Red Wolf order. Derek Martinez, cross jumper, and Jake Henry Williams due up for the visitors. Martinez, from his first time, that was against Zach Busick. His first look at Malcolm Brown, and the first pitch fastball misses low and off the plate. Team leader in slugging percentage and OPS, the freshman Derek Martinez. He takes that 1-0, looked like the change up there from Brown, and it's a 2-0 count. Little Rock pitching so far has struggled to get out in front of these hitters. There have been a number of 3-1, 2-0 counts for the Red Wolves to work with at the plate so far. See what Martinez can do here ahead. 2-0. It's a fastball and a good pitch to take a good hack at out towards right field. Ty Rhodes going to watch it fly. It's gone. Derek Martinez opens the third inning with a solo shot. Going to be homer number 13 on the year for Martinez, and the Red Wolves take a 4-0 lead here in the third. Well, that's the scouting report for Arkansas State. They don't hit a great team average, but they do that a whole lot. Home run number 67 on the year as a team for the Red Wolves. As Martinez with some happy teammates there in the dugout, as it's a 4-run game now, and cross jumper takes a first pitch slider low and off the plate. Jumper has walked and came around to score. This is his first battle with Malcolm Brown. Cross jumper. Got to be first team all name across college baseball. Always like seeing cross jumper here at Gary Hogan Field. He had a big home run earlier in the year at Baum Walker Stadium against the Razorbacks. Looking for his first hit here tonight in Little Rock. He's got another hitter's count here. Another Red Wolf out in front of the count. And now it's 3-0. Already a solo shot in this frame. And now jumper. Little Rock in jeopardy of walking him for the second time tonight. 3-0 for Malcolm Brown. That one in there for a strike. Three-one pitch, and good time for the changeup there from Brown. Pulled the string on jumper. He was out in front of that one. So Brown able to work the count full. He's just having to work so hard from behind in the count on each and every hitter here. Or at least a few in the second and now 2 in the third. 3-2 pitch. Foul ball there. Jumper just able to get a piece of that changeup and earn himself another pitch. Jumper looking to get that average back up. He was a .280 hitter last year. 8 doubles, 2 homers, 36 RBIs. That's down to .235 coming into this game. 3-2 pitch. Low with the fastball there was Brown. And cross jumper is aboard with a walk for the second time here tonight already. That is going to be free pass number 17 on the year for Jumper. And it's worth mentioning his discipline has not wavered at all, cross jumper, despite the low-ish average. On base above 350 with all the free passes he's been able to earn. So a leadoff solo home run in this inning, and then a no-out walk to cross jumper, and a new base runner for the Red Wolves means that's all for Malcolm Brown. We're going to see Luke Schimmels out of the bullpen for the Trojans when we come back. Back here inside Gary Hogan Field, Arkansas State on top of Little Rock, 4-0 here in the top of the third. And the Red Wolves have a runner on base and nobody out here as Little Rock go to the bullpen. Now the ball with the redshirt sophomore right-hander out of Edmond, Oklahoma, Luke Schimmels, first-year Trojan. A couple years at Cowley County Community College before coming to Little Rock. He has 9 appearances on the year, a 3-0 record, ERA sub 10, 7 2/3 innings, 9 hits, 8 earned runs, 11 walks, and 10 strikeouts. Last outing was April 22nd against UT Rio Grande Valley. He went an inning and 2/3, gave up 1 hit, no runs, 3 walks, and 4 strikeouts for Luke Schimmels. So he's got the 7-hole hitter Jake Henry Williams, the DH, due up, and cross jumper is over there at first base as he checks on Jumper. Henry Williams at the plate. 1 trip so far. He was hit by a pitch that ended up being the last hitter that Zach Busick, Little Rock's starter, faced in the second inning. First pitch from Schimmels popped up right side. Long run for somebody. Cooper Chaplin, the second baseman, is going to make the call, and he's going to make the catch in shallow right field towards the line. And there's one down here in the top of the third. Nice play by Cooper Chaplin. Had a long way to go. Ty Rhodes, Little Rock's right fielder, was shaded pretty deep out there, so he had a ways to go as well. Chaplin taking charge of the spot there as he's able to make the play, and there's 1 on and 1 out now for Raul Torres. Check in over there at cross jumper at first base. They've been worried about him despite just 1 stolen base all season for Jumper. Squaring around to bunt there and then pulling it back in time was Torres. As a .247 hitter this year, the senior. Nearly 100 points higher than his 154 from last year. This could be 2 up the middle. Lopez to Chaplin. Bobble on the transfer from Cooper Chaplin. Trojans continuing to struggle a little bit up the middle defensively, and Arkansas State might want to take a look at this as Mike Silva is out of the dugout to either challenge or try and get the umpiring crew to, by their own volition, go over to that tent and review this one. Just waiting for a call here. Our umpiring crew, they did not point to the Red Wolves, so I think this is going to be a crew chief review and not a challenge. Take another look. Yeah, that looked like a loss in the transfer to me. It looks like Chaplin had possession and then put his glove down in order to try and get the ball out to that throwing hand. It was a nice play by Jerdy Lopez. Thought that maybe he could charge that ball and just tag the bag himself, but it was hit a little bit too hard for that. Lopez had to field it deep up the middle, and then he made the right decision to quickly flip it out of the glove. And we'll just have to wait and see. If it stands, we're going to see 2 outs and a runner on base and a fielder's choice for Raul Torres. If it's overturned, you got 2 on and 1 out for the Red Wolves. Another look here from center. Yeah, again, that just looks like a transfer to me. It looks like he makes the catch up near his kind of head height there, Chaplin, and then upon bringing that glove down towards his waist level to transfer it into his throwing hand, that's when things kind of went awry for Chaplin. Would be surprised to see this one overturned, as Luke Schimmel's forced to just kind of stand around here as he waits for a verdict. Couple of teams that interplay inside of the top 100 and the RPI standings in college baseball. Arkansas State and Little Rock. And talking to a lot of college baseball fans throughout this season, fans from around here, they'll tell me, it's a down year for Arkansas baseball this year, and it feels like I have to say the same thing every time. You're just not looking in the right parts of the state. Might be a down year up in the Northwest right now, but you got Arkansas State just outside the top 50. 51st right now, I believe it was, in RPI. They might even be higher than that at this juncture. You got Little Rock in 95th in the RPI. Difficult to do in a conference like the OVC. And then, of course, you got Arkansas outside of the top 25, the Razorbacks as well. So 3 Arkansas teams are in the top 100 right now in the RPI standings. And then, of course, you have Nick Harlan and UCA. They're 138th. So, don't sleep on the Bears and the A-Sun. And then Logan Stout and everything that he's cooking up. The Pine Bluff Golden Lions as well. They're above 500 in conference play in the SWAC as well. So a lot of good things going on around the state. Down years don't just have to do with the Razorbacks. Another look over here. Catch made and then transfer not so much, in my opinion. But we'll have to see here with the umpires out of the tent. Looks like we're about ready for a call. Well, I heard the mic come to make the decision.
After review, the call stands. Arkansas State has 1 challenge remaining.
Well, there you go. You heard the home plate umpire, Jacob Waldrop, right there, and it was a challenge by Mike Silva. So I thought that Coach Silva was out of the dugout to try and get a umpire review out of that and save his challenge. No, it was an Arkansas State challenge. So Torres is on base now on the fielder's choice. He trades places with cross jumper, and there's 2 outs in the inning here for Caden Amundsen out of the 9-hole. First pitch to Amundsen, breaking ball, outside corner at the knees. Hey, really good spot from Luke Schimmels, who had to stay warm there throughout the lengthy review. Amundsen, already some damage. He got the Red Wolves on the board with the 2 RBI single an inning ago. A part of that 3-run second inning for the visitors. Raul Torres leading off of first, 2 down in this 3rd inning. Torres stays put, breaking ball right there at the belt for strike 2. Back-to-back breakers from Schimmels. We'll see if he goes back to the well on 0-2. Raul Torres over there at first. He is 2 for 2 on the year in stolen base attempts. But he's on the move here. Check swing, foul ball. Nobody able to make the play. When it comes to stolen bases for the Red Wolves, it's really Ashton Quiller and Patrick Ingskoff. Quiller has 16 on the year, Ingskoff has 10, and the rest of this lineup has 9 combined. (0-2) count here. Luke Schimmels 1 pitch away from getting out of this 3rd inning with just the 1 run across as he checks in over there on Amundsen on Torres before firing the 0-2 home to Caden Amundsen. (0-2). Strike 3 called. Outside corner with the 2-seam fastball from Schimmels as it runs back to the outer part of the plate. He picks up his first strikeout out of the bullpen, and the Trojans escape the 4th. But Arkansas State get the solo shot from Derek Martinez. 4-0 headed to the home half of the 3rd inning. Back inside Gary Hogan Field here, our final ESPN home production here in Little Rock of the college baseball season. Little Rock trailing Arkansas State 4-0 as we head to the home half of the third. Just 26 pitches for Ckyler Tengler, Arkansas State's right-hander, as he set down all 6 Trojans he's faced. 1 strikeout in that first inning, 1 in the second. 2 on the day so far as he's faced the minimum. And he's got the bottom third in this Little Rock order here. Nico Bamba, Trey Hill, and Cooper Chaplin due up for the Trojans against the right-hander Tengler. Tengler, who dominated last year at Arkansas State Mountain Home, finished 5-0, 50 strikeouts in 35 and a third innings. He was a JUCO Division II All-American last year, Ckyler Tengler, who he started his collegiate career fall of his freshman year here as a Trojan. So he was teammates for one fall with this man here, Nico Bamba, the grad student from Euless, Texas. Takes ball 1 up and off the plate there, a 90-mile-an-hour fastball from Tengler. Bamba really swung a hot bat this weekend. He was 4 for 8 with a double, 3 RBIs, and 2 walks. He also had a 2 RBI double against these Red Wolves back on March the 10th here. Bamba, who in 2023 and 2024 put together quite possibly the greatest 2-year career in Little Rock program history, as he turns that 2-0 pitch around out to left field, hit pretty well, and a jumping play on the warning track for cross jumper as he gets to it for the first out in the home half of the third. Jumper has been busy out there. Little Rock have hit a ball sharply out to deep left field in each of the opening 3 innings. First it was Cade Smith, then Blake Simpson, and now Nico Bamba. 3 straight innings with a warning track shot out there to left, but nothing doing for Bamba. And 7 up, 7 down, and now it's Trey Hill for Little Rock. Hill turns one around. Look out down there in the third base dugout, as a few Red Wolves having to hit the deck to get out of the way of that foul ball. Other guy who is swinging a good bat from the weekend, 5 for 11 with a home run, 2 RBIs, and his first stolen base of the year, Trey Hill. That one's off the end of the bat, shallow right field. Evan Griffiths, the right fielder, making the call, and he makes the catch a few steps into foul territory for the second out here in the home half of the third. So 2 quick outs here in the home half of the third, and Cooper Chaplin is now up. 9-hole hitter for Little Rock, senior out of Jackson, Mississippi. He was 2 for 9 with an RBI this weekend. Second-year Trojan, 2 years at Meridian Community College in Mississippi before coming to Little Rock, as he swings under a 90-mile-an-hour fastball for strike 1. Chaplin, one of 2 players, him and Ryan Geck, who started all 61 games last year for Little Rock in their run through the OVC tournament to the Baton Rouge Regional. As that change up there fouled off the end of the bat. Looked like it caught a piece of Caden Amundsen back there. Chaplin was Little Rock's leading hitter and stolen base man last year. Also had a .424 on-base percentage a season ago. It's been a little more of a struggle this season for him at the plate, a .217 average that he takes into this game. 0-2 pitch on the ground right side. First baseman Martinez will take it to the bag himself in time to win the foot race against Cooper Chaplin. And it's a smooth first time through the order for Ckyler Tengler. 9 up and 9 down for the Red Wolves right-hander. Arkansas State up 4, headed to the 4th at Gary Hogan Field. Back inside Gary Hogan Field here in the Oak Forest neighborhoods of Arkansas's capital. Here in the final home broadcasted game here of the season here from the Hogue. A nice Tuesday in-state rivalry midweek here. It's been all Arkansas State so far. Red Wolves up 4-0 here as we head to the top of the 4th. And the Red Wolves are going to have the top of the order. Quiller, Campbell, and Inkskov due up for Arkansas State. 3rd time through the order already for the Red Wolves. Angel Cano, this past weekend, you saw him messing with that first base mitt just a second ago. That's his mitt from last year, actually. His one from this season needs to be relaced. He got a ball that went through it during warm-ups on Saturday against Morehead State. So he's on last year's mitt. Here's Ashton Quiller, a couple of ground outs so far for the leadoff man for the Red Wolves. Drops into that, really gets into that back leg in the stance, kind of an unorthodox stance. And he takes one up above the zone on a fastball for ball 2 there from Luke Schimmels. Schimmels, who came on midway through the 3rd inning after Malcolm Brown gave up a solo shot and a walk to cross jumper to follow. 2-0 fastball from Schimmels. He pulled that one off the plate. And now he's behind in the count here. Little Rock pitching that has already walked 2 hitters and hit 3 Red Wolves. They've struggled with the control so far, and Schimmels behind big here. 3-0 pitch, outer part of the plate for strike 1. See if he can battle all the way back here against the Red Wolves' leading hitter, Ashton Quiller, coming into this plate appearance hitting .321 on the year. 3-1 from Luke Schimmels, in there for a strike. Quiller tossed the bat back towards the third base dugout. Certainly, there's been a little bit of extra for these pitchers of both teams on the outside corners tonight. Righty or left-handed batters at the plate. Jacob Wall fires. Quiller fouls that one down the right side. However, I will say it's distance. So that's most of the time, that's all that these teams ask for is consistency within the strike zone. Whether it's a big zone, a small zone, you want to be able to go back to the dugout and tell the guy on deck what it looks like and for it to stay the same hitter to hitter. So it has done that so far. 3-2, back to Schimmels. He makes the play on a hop. Jogs it over to Cano, underhands in time. And there's one down here in the top half of the 4th. First time Little Rock have retired the leadoff man since the 1st inning. Crucial first out there. And that's going to bring up Kaysen Campbell. Hit by a pitch back in the 1st inning, and then he reached on an error. That was the throwing error from Jordy Lopez back in the 2nd. So he's been aboard twice, but he's 0 for 1. .297 hitter on the year. 44 hits, 13 doubles, 28 RBIs. Hits that one the other way pretty well. That's going to take Blake Simpson back, and he's going to look, and it's going to go off the very top of the wall. It's going to be easy extra bases for Kaysen Campbell as he jogs into second with a stand-up one-out double. That is his 14th double of the year to take the team lead from Ashton Quiller. And the Red Wolves have something cooking here in the 4th as they try and extend their advantage. So runner on second in scoring position, just 1 out now for Patrick Ingskov. Ingskov has been aboard twice, a hit by pitch and a single. That one's off the hands as it's dying down, but Cooper Chaplin able to charge and make the play. And just takes one pitch to retire Ingskov with an aggressive swing at the first pitch there. And the Little Rock native is set down for out number 2. Cleanup man now, Evan Griffiths with the RBI spot. Campbell still in scoring position. Griffiths with a pop out and a fly out so far, both to the right side. Pop out to first and a fly out to right for the cleanup man, Griffiths. First pitch breaking ball misses well above the zone. Griffiths with an average of .250 coming into this plate appearance and 180 at-bats with the Red Wolves this year. That's a good piece of hitting out to right field, but that's going to hang up for Ty Rhodes. Little Rock's right fielder charging in with a good jump on that one. So Red Wolves threaten with the one-out double for Kaysen Campbell, but that's the lone hit as they lead him stranded in scoring position. And we head to the home half of the fourth. Trojans looking for some offense here at home. Back here inside Gary Hogan Field here in Arkansas's capital. Little Rock trailing Arkansas State 4-0 as we head to the home half of the fourth. Jardy Lopez, Cade Smith, and Angel Cano due up here for Little Rock. Their first-year Trojan, junior shortstop out of Santo Domingo in the Dominican Republic. Lopez looking for his first hit. Trojans looking for their first base runner here against Ckyler Tengler, right-hander for Arkansas State, who has thrown 34 pitches to get through 3 innings. And it has been smooth sailing for Tengler, who's just faced the minimum. And he'll have 1, 2, 3 here with Lopez to lead things off. It was a good lengthy plate appearance for Lopez's first time up against Tengler, but then he was frozen on a late count fastball on the inside part of the plate. As there's a fastball popped sky high into foul ground. And that one just going to get foul. As Caden Amundsen not able to make the play. And it's going to be a souvenir. And look out. And that kid's got to get out of there with that thing. He's got a couple of teammates on his tail. Lopez 0-1 now. He's going to square around, pull it back, and take one up and off the plate at 90. Back-to-back fastballs from Tengler. One pitch, change up, bounce back to the pitcher Tengler. His throw to first just in time to get Lopez. And it is 10 up, 10 down now for Ckyler Tengler. Making just his 4th appearance all season, his 2nd start all year. And he is dealing here as he's retired the first 10 Trojans he's faced. Here's Cade Smith, who flew out to deep left his first time up. Tengler's first pitch to Smith, changeup, drops in for a strike at the knees. Smith, last time up, he got himself a 2-0 count. And he turned around a fastball, put a real good swing on one, but it was a dandy of a play by Cross Jumper in the corner to rob him of extra bases. Both of these guys, Tengler and Smith, from Searcy, Arkansas, not too far from here. Tengler went to Searcy High School. Smith went to Harding Academy, so I'm sure these two have faced each other before at some point growing up. 0-2 pitch, bounced off the plate. For Smith, he was the number 2 overall prospect coming out of Arkansas High School in 2023. He went to the Razorbacks in 24. He redshirted there, didn't play. And then he went to Harding Division II last year. He hit .343 there. 1-2, that misses inside. No, it caught the back arm there of Cade Smith. And so by the hair on Little Rock's chinny chin chin, they have a base runner here in the 4th. First base runner for Little Rock with 1 down in the inning. As that one just able to get a little piece of the back arm there of Smith, and he is able to get himself aboard any means necessary. And the Trojans with a base runner now for Angel Cano. Little Rock's first baseman, who recently won the Baseball MVP award at the TOP Awards. Also won UA Little Rock's overall Play of the Year award for last season with his 2-run home run against the LSU Tigers that got the Trojans on the board in their eventual upset of LSU in Game 6 of the Baton Rouge Regional last year. Cano, who hit 3 homers and drove in 15 runs in the Trojans' 6 games at Alex Box Stadium in that regional. He got national recognition for what he was able to accomplish with the bat. Angel Cano. He was named the MVP of that tournament despite Little Rock dropping that final Game 7 against LSU, who, of course, went on to eventually win the national championship. This one off the hands, only play going to be to first, and that's where Kason Campbell goes. As Cano is set down, but he's able to get Cade Smith into scoring position here. And it'll be an RBI opportunity here for Blake Simpson. And so here is Blake Simpson now. We got a runner in scoring position, 2 out for Little Rock's cleanup man. Getting his 18th start of the year. Simpson had to work his way back from a rolled ankle at the beginning of the campaign, and then he had a bout with mono that kept him out the weekend series against Lindenwood. But the numbers, if he had enough plate appearances, he would be leading Little Rock in a whole number of offensive categories, including batting average and on base, as well as OPS, which came into this game just a tick above 900. Smith in scoring position, 2 down, and there's a 1-0 strike. A changeup that had some devious late arm side run there from Tengler. Looked like it was going to run in on the left-handed Simpson. Instead, darted back to the inside corner. 1-1. Fastball turned it around right back at Tengler, and he makes the play himself. Nonchalantly drops the ball back to the mound. Ckyler Tengler flashing the leather, doing a little bit of everything here as he has no hit. The Trojans through 4. It is all Red Wolves headed to the 5th. Arkansas State up 4 on the road. Back here inside of Gary Hogan Field, Arkansas State leading Little Rock 4-0 here at the Hogue. A couple of wiener dogs enjoying the action here down the third base side. You're waiting for some Trojan offense here on Tuesday night, but first Arkansas State can have a chance to extend their advantage. Right-hander Luke Schimmels is still working for Little Rock. He came on in the 3rd inning, able to get through the end of the 3rd and then get through a scoreless 4th. The right-hander from Edmond, Oklahoma. And he's got 5, 6, 7 here for the Red Wolves to contend with. Derek Martinez, cross-jumper, and Jake Henry Williams. First test, though, will be Derek Martinez here, who already has a solo shot. He's 1 for 2. And he swings at one, grounds it hard at Lopez. Shortstop deep in the hole, fires a good throw to first as Cano puts the finishing touches on the 6-3 ground out. Nothing you can do about it if you're Derek Martinez. That was sharply hit. Lopez with a rare throwing error earlier in this game, but a nice play there to lead off this 5th inning. And now here's cross jumper. He's been aboard twice. He's been walked both times. This is his first look here against Luke Schimmels. Nice first pitch breaking ball there from Schimmels, mixing things up. Jumper again, just a 235 average, but with 17 walks on the year and just 81 at bats. Very respectable 360 on base percentage. And the 0-1 pitch he has to turn out of the way of there as the count evens up. Arkansas State 8-2 in the last 10 meetings here with Little Rock. It's the 136th all-time meeting on the diamond between these two programs. Little Rock getting started in 1975. First matchup between these two teams was March the 12th of that year. Red Wolves lead things 36-25 here at Gary Hogan Field. All-time matchups. Of course, these programs used to be conference opponents. They'd see each other a few more times. 2-1, inside corner for strike 2. Looked like the fastball from Schimmels to even things up. That was until Little Rock joined the OVC in 2023. Of course, now Little Rock just under 2 months away from joining the United Athletic Conference. 2-2. Similar spot there. Might have missed upstairs. Good frame by Trey Hill back there, but it moves full. Cross jumper already been walked twice today, and now he's got a 3-ball count with everything full up here. See if Luke Schimmels can challenge cross jumper. The 3-2. Outside corner, he got him looking. Strikeout number 2 for Luke Schimmels. And there's 2 down here in the 5th. It's kind of what I was getting at earlier with the strike zone tonight for with our home plate umpire, Jacob Waldrop. It has been big, and particularly that outside corner has been generous. Right-handed and left-handed hitters. But at this stage in the game, in the 5th inning, that will have been well communicated by both teams to, as the first pitch to Jake Henry Williams runs in and it hits him. Williams has been plunked now twice this evening. He's popped up. He's 0 for 1, but he's been on base now 2 times on the hit by pitches. Never fun to get hit by a pitch, but that's about as generous as it gets. A breaking pitch on, no bone there. So Raul Torres with a base runner here and 2 down. 0 for 1, grounded into a fielder's choice. He also laid down a sac bunt his first time. That ball popped right side, long run for Ty Rhodes. Right fielder calling off Cooper Chaplin, and Rhodes making a beautiful sliding catch in foul territory. Boy, Little Rock's right fielder Ty Rhodes was shaded pretty deep there against Raul Torres, and the Jonesboro native against his hometown college club. Able to make a beautiful sliding catch in the corner and help Luke Schimmels get through the 5th. We are halfway through things. Little Rock trailing by 4 here at Gary Hogan Field. Back here inside Gary Hogan Field, Arkansas State on top of Little Rock 4-0 as we head to the home half of the 5th. A dandy so far from Ckyler Tengler. Just 1 base runner for the Trojans. A hit by pitch issued to Cade Smith in the 4th inning. Tengler throwing a no-hitter so far through 4. It's taken him just 46 pitches to get through those 4 innings. Red Wolves trying to jump back into the top 50 in the RPI. I think they were ranked in the top 25 at certain points in this season. They've been sharp throughout their Sun Belt campaign. Of course, the Sun Belt, Little Rock knows all too well of the difficulties playing on the diamond in the Sun Belt. It is one of the toughest conferences around Division I baseball, with Southern Miss and Coastal Carolina. First pitch swinging here for Nolan Friend. He hits a ball pretty deep out to right field. That is going to be warning track shot number 4 off the bat of a Little Rock hitter. Nolan getting a lot of that ball, but not enough of it. There's 1 down here in the home half of the 5th inning. Trojans continuing to put some good swings on the ball. Just haven't been able to find that first hit. And so here's Ty Rhodes now. First pitch, changeup dropped in for a strike. Rhodes flew out to center his first time. So when Ty Rhodes was in high school, as he takes that fastball upstairs, it wasn't Mike Silva. Of course, Mike Silva, it's just his 2nd year at the helm of the Red Wolves. It was Tommy Raffo was the head coach. And Rhodes, as he pops this one up, he said Raffo just never really gave him a look. Arkansas State never recruited Ty Rhodes. Instead, he went to Little Rock because head coach Chris Curry had played Legion ball with his dad, Todd Rhodes, the former Red Wolf himself. And so that's how Rhodes ended up here in the capital city as he pops out there to Martinez, the first baseman, for out number 2 in the inning. 2 down now, nobody on. Little Rock still looking for that first hit in this one. And now it's Nico Bamba digging in. Little offensive visit from head coach Chris Curry. He's doing anything he can to disrupt the rhythm of Ckyler Tengler. Again, this right-hander for the Red Wolves, he began his freshman year here as a Trojan. Spent the fall of his freshman season here before transferring to junior college, Arkansas State Mountain Home, where he pitched for 2 seasons and then got the call to come back to the Division I level with Arkansas State. And he has been mowing down these Trojans so far. Bamba, he flew out to left field his first time up, and he takes a changeup on the outer part of the plate for strike 1 there to even things up. Bamba trying to stay hot after a 4-for-8 weekend against the Morehead State Eagles. 1-1 pitch, other way. First baseman Martinez will flip it to Tengler at first, and Trojans down in order here in the 5th. Ckyler Tengler continuing the no-no bid as we head to the 6th inning. Arkansas State on top of Little Rock, 4-zip. Back here inside Gary Hogan Field, Luke Schimmels did good work for Little Rock. He got through 2+ innings without giving up any runs. And ball now in the hand of a new arm for the Trojan. Grad student right-hander from Blake Van Cleve getting the ball. 3rd-year Trojan. And he's 10th outing of the year, 9 2/3 innings of work. He's given up 7 hits, 9 earned runs. He's walked 10 and struck out 8. His last outing was a scoreless inning of work on the 22nd of April here against UTRGV. Gave up just 1 hit and struck out 1 Vaquero. Van Cleve, he'll go to 2 different arm slots. He's got a fastball splitter and a curveball from up top, and then he'll drop his arm slot a little bit lower, kind of bring it in a little bit and he's got a fastball slider and changeup from that slot. So he'll try and cause some deception amongst hitters. He appeared 25 times last year in Little Rock's postseason run campaign a season ago. He pitched twice in the OVC tournament, and then he pitched 3 times in the Baton Rouge Regional, including a big save against Dallas Baptist on the 1st of June last year, Van Cleve. And he just misses with his first offering to Caden Amundsen. 9-hole hitter and the catcher for the Red Wolves before we're back to the top 4th time through. As that 1-0 pitch misses downstairs. Looked like a little bit of a flinch back there from home plate umpire Jacob Waldrop. And then the backstop for Little Rock, Trey Hill, perhaps asking a question or two about the location of that pitch. 2-0 here to Amundsen. Swings and grounds it to the left side. Charging is the third baseman Friend, and his throw in time to first. And so Blake Van Cleve's outing out of the bullpen gets underway with a 5-3 ground out. And we're back to the top of the order. 4th time through now for Arkansas State already here in the 5th. Ashton Quiller here has grounded out all 3 times. And he's going to square around and try and bunt one and test Friend again, but it goes foul. Quiller's grounded out to first, he's grounded out to 3rd, and he's grounded back to the pitcher. This is his first look at Blake Van Cleve here tonight. For Little Rock, this is the last midweek of the regular season for Arkansas State. They've got one next Tuesday against Logan Stout's Pine Bluff Golden Lions. Charging is Jordy Lopez. Got to get it over there in time quickly, and he does. In front of Ashton Quiller, the speedy leadoff man for the Red Wolves. A nice play by Lopez as he charges, and he's been sharp since that throwing error that he made back in the 2nd inning. He's had a couple of chances to amend himself since then, and he's passed both of those. And now there's 2 quick outs here in the top of the 6th. Kaysen Campbell digging in. A hit by pitch, reached on an error, and a double so far for Campbell. 1 for 2 night. Campbell out of McCrory, Arkansas. A fourth-year Arkansas State man. Started 41 games last year for head coach Mike Silva. It's a big swing on a 1-1 offering, but fouls it down to the left field corner and out of play. And Blake Van Cleve getting ahead of hitters, something that Little Rock pitching has not been able to do at a consistent clip tonight. Van Cleve ahead here on Kason Campbell, 1-2. Got him looking upper inside corner with the fastball. First strike, Cleve out of the pen. He has a 1-2-3 sixth inning. Little Rock trying to turn it into some offense. Still hitless are the Trojans, headed to the home half of the sixth at Gary Hogan Field. Home half of the sixth here at Gary Hogan Field. Arkansas State on top of Little Rock, 4-0. And Ckyler Tengler taking a no-hitter here into the sixth inning here at Gary Hogan Field. Just one base runner for Little Rock so far against the Red Wolves right-hander. That was a Cade Smith hit by pitch in the fourth on a pitch that barely grazed the back arm of the Little Rock two-hole hitter. And the Trojans will bring up 8, 9, and 1 here against Tengler. Trey Hill, Cooper Chaplin, and Jordy Lopez due up against Ckyler Tengler in the midst of this no-hitter bid. Trey Hill's second time to the dish. His first time, he flew out to Evan Griffiths in right field in foul ground. And he's trying to conjure up some of the swings he put together this weekend against Morehead State. Little Rock, they were no-hit into the fifth inning on Friday and Saturday as Hill fouls that one down the third base side. Little Rock were shut out, lost Friday night 1-0 despite a career night from Brandon Westmoreland, their ace. Someone who Little Rock head coach Chris Curry said was one of the best pitchers that this program has ever seen. As the 0-1 pitch rocketed down the line, another foul ball, and now it's an 0-2 count. Then on Saturday, the Trojans were no-hit into the fifth inning as well. However, they came back late. They trailed by as many as 5 runs, ended up coming back with 8 unanswered against the Eagles for an 8-5 victory. That was capped off by the big swing by this man at the plate, Trey Hill. It was a 2-run home run that was a go-ahead shot, gave Little Rock the 7-5 lead in the 8th inning. Curveball, fouled it in the back netting. And not only that, Trey Hill did a great job limiting the run game defensively. Eagles weren't able to conjure up any stolen bases against him Saturday or Sunday. He broke his record pop time on Saturday, 1.88 behind the plate as he takes the 89-mile-an-hour fastball upstairs. I mean, that is about as elite as it gets at the Division I collegiate level. I mean, that is a pro pop time. 1.88. 1-2. He swings away out of the zone. Protect hack there with 2 strikes. Earns himself another pitch. Trey Hill, the senior out of Farmington, Arkansas, up in the northwest part of the state outside of Fayetteville. Grew up herding cattle on the family farm, Trey Hill. 4th year for him here in Little Rock. The 1-2, off the hands, right side, out of play, earns himself another pitch. Nice lengthy trip here for Trey Hill. Before this frame, I mean, it has been efficient. It's not just a no-no so far for Ckyler Tengler, but he had to only throw 53 pitches to get through the first 5 frames. There have been few at-bats that have lasted this long. 6 pitches now. And he goes down swinging. Off-speed stuff there from Ckyler Tengler. He picks up his 3rd strikeout here in this outing tonight. And another Trojan down. 1 down now in the home half of the 6th for the 9-hole hitter, Cooper Chaplin. Trojans, shockingly, have been no hit into at least the 5th inning for the 3rd game out of 4 here at Gary Hogan Field. As that ball fouled down the third base side, now to play. It's even more shocking when you look at what their offense was up to beforehand. Really, it was the Lindenwood series, not this past weekend, but the weekend before, where the Little Rock Bats started to quiet down. But before that, I mean, the Trojans were rolling at the plate as that one fouled off the catcher Amundsen. It's 0-2 to Cooper Chaplin. Before the Lindenwood series, Little Rock 2 weeks ago on a weekend series against Eastern Illinois put together 45 hits in a 3-game stretch and then 1-2 against UTRGV as the 0-2 changeup gets the swing and a miss. Ckyler Tengler back-to-back strikeouts here in the home half of the 6th inning. He's up to 4 Ks tonight. Little Rock not able to conjure up anything against the right-hander in his second start this year. 2 strikeouts back to the top of the order. Jordy Lopez is 0 for 2. He's struck out and bounced out back to Tengler's last time. Lopez, one of the tougher strikeouts in this order, usually is sure fire to put the ball in play. He's going to square around. Little Rock looking for anything to try and get a hit off of Ckyler Tengler right now. Unable to connect to it. I tell you, Raul Torres, the third baseman, was pretty well aware of it. He was charging in a hurry down that line. 2 outs, nobody on base. The 0-1 from Tengler fouled down the right side. Lopez behind 0-2, and Ckyler Tengler 1 pitch away from 6 no-hit frames. Tengler out of the windup as he has been all night long just about, and Lopez chases the fastball upstairs. You don't see frustration from him a lot. Ckyler Tengler, best inning all night. He strikes out the side. He has 6 no-hit frames. We head to the final 3. Arkansas State up 4 on the road. Back here inside Gary Hogan Field, it's been all Red Wolves so far. Arkansas State trying to do the double over Little Rock this season after they knocked off the Trojans on March the 10th in the other matchup. This is the second and final between these 2 programs this year after last week's game in Jonesboro was rained out. And it's been all Red Wolves so far. 6 no-hit innings for Ckyler Tengler. That's the story in this one up to this point. For Little Rock, Blake Van Cleve is back on the mound. He had a nice 1-2-3 inning of his own in the top of the 6th after he came on to relieve Luke Schimmels. And he's got 3, 4, and 5 in this Red Wolf order. Strike 1 at the knees of Patrick Ingskove, the Little Rock native and Pulaski Academy graduate. Played all 4 years of high school ball with the Bruins. 0-1 pitch popped sky high on the infield. Trey Hill, the backstop, is there, and it's off of his glove in foul territory. A rare misstep from Trey Hill, and you never want to see kind of an ominous sign right there, as it's going to be a new life, if you will, for Patrick Ingskov. Ingskov going to get a second chance here as the pop-up unable to be corralled by Little Rock's backstop. The second error tonight for Little Rock, and Blake Van Cleve going to have to try and finish the job here on Ingskov. Curveball on the ground. Here's Jordy Lopez charging. Fire to first, not in time. An infield single for Patrick Ingskov. His second hit here tonight, and Little Rock's defensive struggles here continuing as the error on Hill going to prove costly as the Red Wolves get their leadoff runner on base. And you got to watch out for the wheels of Ingskov as well. He's 10 for 13 on the year in stolen base attempts. And here's the cleanup man, Evan Griffiths, digging in, 0 for 3. He has popped up to the right side of the field 3 times, popped out to first base, and then 2 flyouts both to right field as he fouls that first pitch off into the back netting. Van Cleve doing a good job of living in the strike zone. He should have himself an out here to lead off this inning. Nothing he can do about that. The right-hander from Plano, Texas. Check over on Inkskov as he had a spike there that got stuck in the turf for a moment. Yeah, that was a painful one. It looked kind of like a painful one for Inkskov as he calls time here. His footing there gave out on him, and then he managed to kind of crawl his way back to the base before the throw got there. So 0-1 here. Inkskov on first. Nobody out for Evan Griffiths. To the plate, curveball. Dirt ball gets through Hill. And easily advancing into scoring position there is Inkskov on a good ball read. So a runner in scoring position, nobody out here for the middle of this Red Wolf order as they try and get a bigger cushion than just the 4 runs they've already been able to conjure up. The 1-1 inside part of the plate there, fastball from Van Cleve to get ahead of Griffiths, 1-2. Griffiths looking for his first hit here tonight. Blake Van Cleve, long hold and a long look over at Inkskov at second before firing one that's going to dance through the 5-6 hole, and Inkskov going to come around and score easily as Simpson just going to throw it into second. It's an RBI single for Evan Griffiths. He picks up his team-leading 41st RBI of the year, and Arkansas State take a 5-0 lead here in the top of the 7th. So now that error on Trey Hill proving extra costly as Inkskov comes all the way around to score. And the Red Wolves have Griffiths on first now. Still nobody out in this 7th inning. As that first pitch fastball misses just upstairs to Derek Martinez. Don't want to fall too behind in the count to Martinez. He got a 2-0 fastball back in the 3rd inning and hit it over the right center field wall. 1 for 3 with that solo shot. This is his first look at Blake Van Cleve tonight. 1-0 curveball from Van Cleve misses down low. And a 2-0 count here to Martinez. Same count in which he left the building on in the 3rd. Opportunity here for the true freshman Martinez at the plate. 2-0. Outside corner there from Van Cleve. A nice pitch to get back into things. And Cleve with a check over there, making sure Griffiths doesn't get too far off that first base bag. The 2-1 fastball misses low. Hill can't find it, and Griffiths going to advance the extra 90 feet as that one just trickled away from Trey Hill behind his feet. Good read again by the Red Wolves on the bases. They've been focused up on the dirt ball reads, and now a runner back in scoring position. Still nobody out, and 1 run already across for the Wolves here in the 7th. 3-1 count to a dangerous hitter. That one got in on his hands. Van Cleve's going to chase this one, as is Hill. But it'll get on the opposite side of the first base dugout, and that'll be a souvenir. So count full now to Derek Martinez. Already a solo shot on his night, trying to drive in another run. And you wonder what this kind of extended break will do to Ckyler Tengler, Arkansas State starter, who again has a no-hitter right now through 6 innings. 3-2 from Van Cleve. On the ground, dribbled to the third base side and ends up foul before Nolan Friend can get to it. And a lengthy plate appearance here for Van Cleve. There haven't been too many lengthy rests like this for Tengler tonight. Arkansas State being able to pull together a comfortable win so far. Really, the 2nd inning was the longest inning with 8 Red Wolves coming to the plate. That's where they scored 3 of their 5 runs. One of them came on that solo shot from Martinez in the third, and the Red Wolves have scored once already here in the 7th. The 3-2, that misses low and off the plate. Martinez gets aboard on the free pass. He's aboard for the second time tonight. Griffiths will stay at second, and Arkansas State will have 2 on and nobody out for cross jumper. And Evan Lee with a hurried jog out to check on his right-hander, Blake Van Cleve. Evan Lee, originally out of Bryant, Arkansas, nearby, not too far from here in Little Rock. A short stint down I-30. Former Washington National. He was drafted in the 15th round in 2018 after a 2-year, two-way career with the Razorbacks, and he's just going to try and challenge Blake Van Cleve here perhaps to get him back into the strike zone. Red Wolves already a run across. That was an RBI single from Evan Griffiths. He now leads off of second. Derek Martinez leads off of first. And nobody out here in the top of the 7th inning for Cross Jumper, who has walked twice. He is 0 for 1 with a strikeout so far, Jumper. And he's going to square around and pull it back and take strike 1. Jumper began his career at the collegiate level with the Tennessee Volunteers. That was way back in 2022. He redshirted after transferring to Arkansas State in the middle of the season. So he is a 5th-year Red Wolf. Hitting .232 this year, Jumper. 10 RBIs. 356 on base. He's going to try and get this bunt around. Curveball there. Blake Van Cleve dropping the 12-6 down. That's a really difficult pitch to try and lay a bunt down on. See, Jumper gave up on it there. He thought that one was going to end up above the zone. 1-2 here. 2 on. Nobody out. We'll see if they still stick with the bunt. Now he'll keep it on the shoulder, but he'll take strike 3. Another curveball from Blake Van Cleve. That's the second strikeout for Van Cleve here tonight. Both of them looking. And a crucial first out here in the top of the 7th as Little Rock try and strand these runners and keep it a 5-run game. 2 on, 1 out. Jake Henry Williams digging in. He has been hit by a pitch twice. He's 0 for 1. He popped out to Cooper Chaplin at second base back in the 3rd inning. And he gets a curveball there that drops in for a strike. 3 straight 12-6 curveballs from Blake Van Cleve. And we've kind of seen this a little bit more this year with Evan Lee calling the pitches for the first season here in Little Rock. If something's working, he'll just stick right with it. Runners on the move, and that one off the back netting there, fouled off the bat of Henry Williams. I think, that was a good call by the Arkansas State coaching staff. They say, hey, if you're going to fire in curveball after curveball, slow mid-70s on the gun, then we're going to take advantage of that, those extra split seconds that we get, and maybe a potential dirt ball indeed as well on the heavy dosage of the off-speed pitch. They're going to combat that with the aggressive base running. Not a bad idea, but everybody back where they were on the foul ball. 2 on, 1 out, 0-2 pitch come. You're going to check over there on Griffiths first. Jake Henry Williams ready here at the plate. The 0-2 on the ground. Backhand for Jurdy. He goes to short. Chaplin turns it up the middle in time to first. Boy, Little Rock, they've struggled coming into this inning defensively tonight, but that was a really nifty 6-4-3 double play that started on the Lopez backhand as Chaplin rolls it up the middle. Blake Van Cleve gets out of the jam. Red Wolves strand 2. We stretch it at Gary Hogan Field. Little Rock down 5. Back here inside Gary Hogan Field in Little Rock, Arkansas State on top of the Trojans 5-0 as we head to the home half of the 7th. We take a look at how we got here with the game tracker presented by United Fidelity Bank. The man on the hill there for Arkansas State. That is the story right now for the Red Wolves. Ckyler Tengler, 66 pitches through 6 innings, 1 Little Rock base runner, a Cade Smith hit by pitch back in the 4th. Other than that, got a no-no well in effect here deep into this one in Arkansas's capital as Tengler is dealing along. He'll have the heart of this Little Rock order, though. Cade Smith, Angel Cano, Blake Simpson due up for the Trojans. Cade Smith, the lone base runner for Little Rock tonight as we wait on that game track. We'll get that to you here shortly. Smith is 0 for 1. He was hit by the pitch in the 4th inning. He flew out to deep left. Pinch hitter, actually. Smith's day is done. It's going to be Michael O'Brien off the bench for Little Rock. That'll probably be a straight swap. O'Brien, the speedy center fielder, will probably go right into center for Smith as he takes the 0-1 pitch just inside. Also have what looks like a pinch hitter on deck as well. Easton Rowe in for Angel Cano there. So O'Brien takes the changeup 1-1. That drops in for strike 2. O'Brien getting his first trip to the plate here tonight. He was 1 for 2 this weekend. He came off the bench in all 3 games against Morehead State, and he swings over the top of the 1-2 pitch. Ckyler Tengler, 4 straight strikeouts for the Red Wolves right-hander. He has just gotten better and better, gotten along in this one. As we take a look at the game track presented by United Fidelity Bank, Arkansas State all on top, 5-0. Amundsen with a couple of RBIs, solo shot as well for Derek Martinez. Zach Busick on the start. He just went an inning plus. Luke Schimmels had a nice outing out of the bullpen. Pinch hitter here, Angel Cano's day is done as well. Chris Curry using the opportunity to get some guys some at-bats that haven't seen the field in just a little bit. Easton Rowe here on 0-1. Puts a pretty good swing onto one. Struggling to find it there was the left fielder jumper, but he's able to locate it and make the play for the second out of the inning. This is about the time where it's as difficult as it will be to catch a high fly ball when the sun is almost all the way down and it's a deep blue sky. And you can see at the beginning of that play, jumper he's kind of telling his center fielder, Ashton Quiller, right there, hey, man, it's difficult to go find him right now. But he kind of put his arms out as if to say, where's the ball? But he was able to locate it halfway through the flight. 3rd straight pinch hitter for Little Rock. Blake Simpson's day is done. It's going to be Austin Coyle now for the Trojans. And he takes strike 1 in there. Ckyler Tengler trying to make it 7 no-hit frames. Austin Coyle, the redshirt junior first-year Trojan out of Kamloops, British Columbia, Canada. And he swings over the top of an 0-1 changeup. Coyle getting his 21st appearance. He's just 2 for 10 on the year with a couple of walks. Inch ran in 2 of the 3 games this weekend. And he swings over the top of that one. 2 strikeouts in the 7th inning for Ckyler Tengler. He has now struck out 7 Trojans. And don't look now, Arkansas State's right-hander taking a no-hitter into the 8th. Back here inside Gary Hogan Field, getting set here for the top of the 8th inning. Arkansas State on top of Little Rock, 5-0 as we have a new pitcher. Blake Van Cleve had a pretty nice outing for the Trojans. He went 2 innings, gave up 1 earned run, and now the ball with the redshirt senior from Texarkana, Texas, right-hander Preston Davis, the 5th-year Trojan, getting the ball. He's made just 5 appearances this year, thrown 3 innings, given up 7 hits, 8 earned runs, 3 walks, 6 strikeouts. His last outing was all the way back March the 31st, when in a third of an inning, gave up 1 hit, 1 walk, no earned runs, and he has 8, 9, and 1 due up. Raul Torres, Caden Amundsen, and Ashton Quiller. And that man right there, Nolan Friend, is the lone starting Trojan to remain in this game. Head coach Chris Curry for Little Rock using this last midweek of the season as an opportunity to get everybody involved with Little Rock down. And so it has been wholesale substitutions. We got Austin Coyle in left field for Blake Simpson. Michael O'Brien's in center for Kate Smith. David Stanley is in right field for Ty Rhodes. Nolan Friend remains at third base. There he is right there. You got Lance Anderson stepping in at shortstop for Jerdy Lopez. Jake McClure is in for Cooper Chaplin at second base. And that man right there, Kansas City Royals #1 fan Easton Rowe, is the new first baseman for the Trojans. Angel Cano's day is done. So here's Preston Davis on the mound, and here's Raul Torres at the dish. 8-9-1 for the Red Wolves due up here in the top of the eighth, and Preston Davis showing some good velocity there with 93 on the heater, but he is up and off the plate with his first one. Torres is 0 for 2, a fielder's choice and a fly out to Ty Rhodes in foul ground. It was a nice diving play by Rhodes as that fastball at 93 misses. Torres was able to lay down a sacrifice bunt back in the second inning that really set up the Red Wolves to have that 3-run second inning. That came just before Caden Amundsen's 2 RBI single that got Arkansas State on the board. 3 straight fastballs from Preston Davis, all upstairs. And he's behind in the count with Caden Amundsen waiting on deck. The 3-0 from Davis, he's able to get in the zone there with 92 for strike one. Davis getting his 6th appearance of the season. 5th year here with the Trojans. He's had some good spells, but it's been a largely injury-riddled career as his 3-1 is right there at 91 for a strike. His best spell came in 2023 as a redshirt freshman. He started 8 games and was 4-1 with a 2.52 ERA before injury ended his season in early April. 3-2, that ran in and it plunked the leadoff man Torres. First time he's been hit by a pitch tonight. But it is that is the 5th hit batsman for Arkansas State here at Gary Hogan Field tonight. Leadoff man aboard. Torres gets on here for Caden Amundsen. 1 for 2 is Amundsen with that 2 RBI single that got the Red Wolves on the board back in the second. Man down to bunt, and looks like he went around there, or maybe it was just called strike one behind the plate. Either way, it's an 0-1 count here from Davis to Amundsen. Both these two programs, Little Rock and Arkansas State, as that bunt is foul. Both of these programs have entered play tonight with more wins this year already than they were able to conjure up last year. For Arkansas State a season ago, it was 26-28 in the 8th place finish in the Sun Belt. This year, they're 27-19 and in 7th right now in the difficult Sun Belt. Or a little postseason last year with 27 wins. Ball, and Preston Davis gets a swing and a miss and a strike 3 on Amundsen, who chases and goes down on strikes. For Little Rock, they finished last year 27 wins. They're already up to 28. Little Rock just 2 wins away from picking up their 4th 30-win season in their last 5 years, something that has never been achieved in a 5-year span in Little Rock Trojan baseball history. Back to the top of the order, 5th trip to the plate here for Ashton Quiller, who takes 92 at the knees for strike one. Quiller is 0 for 4, 4 ground outs. He's grounded out to first, he's grounded out to third, he's grounded out to short, and he's grounded out to the pitcher. So he just needs to ground out to second to pull off the ground out cycle, if you will. Check over at first base there before an 0-1 pitch. on the ground and foul of the third base bag. Nolan Friend unable to get to that one before it ends up a foul ball. Good to see Preston Davis getting ahead of a few hitters. He had been struggling with the command early in the season, and the 0-2 in there, 93. He blew the fastball right by Ashton Quiller. Back-to-back strikeouts for Preston Davis here in the 8th inning. Boy, this is an arm that Little Rock haven't gone to in a long time, Davis, but if he can fire it in there with this type of command, I mean, the stuff that Davis has always been able to play. Since he got here 5 years ago as a freshman, he's been humming it in there in the low 90s with good breaking stuff. It's just been the command and the health that has gotten in the way for Davis. This is his first outing since the 31st of March as he gets a foul ball there and he gets ahead here on Kason Campbell, 0-1. If Davis can find this type of command throughout the latter stages of the regular season and into the postseason, that would just provide Little Rock just another option out of the bullpen, what has already been a pretty deep bullpen this year, especially throughout conference play. 93 there on the fastball, and it's an 0-2 count now to Campbell. Another 0-2 count here from Preston Davis. I mean, albeit a low-leverage situation with the Trojans down 5, however, strike throwing is strike throwing. 0-2. Foul down the left side. Runner there. Torres was on the move. He'll have to jog back to first. Two outings for Davis in February and then 3 in late March, and then nothing throughout all of April until now. Runner on the move again. The 0-2 on the ground, and it's into left center field past the vacated spot left by the shortstop Anderson. The throw comes into McClure at second, and there's runners at the corners now for Arkansas State with 2 outs in the 8th inning. That was a perfectly executed hit and run there. Anderson had to go and cover second base, and the short left his spot, and then it goes right through. So runners at the corners, 2 outs now for the Little Rock native Patrick Ingskov. Two-hit day already for Ingskov. Couple of singles and a hit by pitch. He's been on 3 times in 4 trips as he meets with Preston Davis for the first time tonight. And the first pitch, inside at 92. One-0 pitch to Ingskov, and he fouls it into the back netting to even up the count. Ingskov began his collegiate career at the University of Oklahoma, played a couple seasons with the Sooners before coming to Arkansas State last year. And he fouls off the 1-1 pitch straight back. Patrick Ingskov, I just barely missed him at Pulaski Academy when I was at Parkview High School. Those two teams, they shared a 5A conference until 2019 as that went inside. So my last time playing against Pulaski Academy was 2018, year before Ingskov got to Pulaski Academy. Runners at the corners, 2 outs and a 2-2 count. That one off the plate. Cade Martin doing well behind the plate, working hard to keep that one in front of him and to keep the runner Raul Torres from coming home to score. So a 3-2 count. It'll be an early start for Kason Campbell off the first base bag here with the 3-2 coming. Davis ready, his offering, Misses inside. Free pass issued to Ingskov. He gets on base for the 4th time tonight. And Red Wolves everywhere now with 2 outs. They've got the bases loaded for their cleanup man, Evan Griffiths, coming up to the plate. Bases loaded, full of Wolves. You got Torres at third, Campbell at second, Ingskov at first. 2 outs in the inning. Preston Davis going to have to channel all his energy now into getting out Evan Griffiths, who's 1 for 4. RBI single his last time. This is his first meeting with Davis, the first-year Red Wolf. But first, a quick visit here from pitching coach Evan Lee, and this is just to grab a new PitchCom device. Looks like the old one wasn't working, so they're going to get the new earpiece in so that he can get the pitches relayed to him. Another lengthy rest in the dugout for Ckyler Tengler, Red Wolves right-hander who's in the middle of a no-hit bid right now. Just perhaps some extra time for him to think things over in that third base dugout right now, as the Red Wolves try and grant him another insurance run or two. Looks like Davis is PitchCom there working now. He's got the call. Aces loaded, 2 outs here for the cleanup man, Griffiths. First pitch to him. Inside there with a breaking ball, nearly hit him. Martin behind the plate, the 1-0 hit pretty well out to right center field. That ball's carrying, and it's off the wall. 2 runs are going to score. The third, Ingskov, is around. The throw home, not in time. A bases clearing double for Evan Griffiths. It's a 4 RBI night for the cleanup man for the Red Wolves. And Arkansas State leads it 9-0 here in the 8th. Griffiths has his 13th double of the year, RBIs 42 and 43 on the season. Make it 44, actually. He already had one tonight. He's up to 44 RBIs in the campaign, and it is all Red Wolves here at Gary Hogan Field in the final midweek of the regular season here at home. Preston Davis can't get back into the zone with the first offering to Derek Martinez, who takes ball 1. Martinez is 1 for 3 with a solo shot back in the 3rd inning. And a walk to go along with it. 1-0, and that misses inside. It's a 2-0 count now. Davis has lost the command just a little bit after giving up that deep double off the wall. Davis ready on 2-0. He gets a big swing and a miss there out of Martinez, the true freshman. Trying to put a powerful jolt into that one. Two 2-1 count now to the right-handed hitter, and that one misses inside. Cross jumper waits on deck for Arkansas State. He would be the 8th Red Wolf to come to the plate in the inning if it gets past Martinez here. Red Wolves with 3 runs across, all on the bases clearing double by Evan Griffiths. That one hit pretty well down towards the right field corner. If it's fair, it's gone. Foul ball. Martinez was looking for his second big fly of the night, but he'll have to take the slow walk back to the plate instead. Try and find another good 3-2 pitch to put a good hack on. Red Wolves trying to do the double over Little Rock this year. They only played Central Arkansas once. They won that game, Arkansas State. And they've won their one against Pine Bluff so far. And they have one next week against the Golden Lions. And then they've split with the Razorbacks 1-1 as well. So Arkansas State, if they can close this one out and then beat Pine Bluff next week, then they'll either split or be on top of every other team in state this year. And what has been a really impressive season for former Little Rock assistant coach Mike Silva leading the ship for the Red Wolves. 3-2 from Davis. That ball lined back up the middle. Home. It's an RBI single. Martinez going to try and stretch it into two. The second, not in time. It's offline. Martinez has an RBI double, his second RBI of the night, his 31st of the year on his fourth double. And Arkansas State lead it 9-0 here in the top of the eighth. And it looks like that's going to be all for Preston Davis as the innings got away from him a little bit. Last four Red Wolves to come to the plate have reached against Davis. And we are going to see the left-hander Braden Walls for Little Rock when we come back. Back here inside Gary Hogan Field, Arkansas State on top of Little Rock, 9-0 in the top half of the eighth. Arkansas State have played at 4, and they threaten for more, so call to the bullpen here. Little Rock bringing on the junior left-hander from Boise, Idaho, Braden Walls, the first-year Trojan, getting his 15th appearance. As you see the numbers there, 1-0, 20 and 2/3 innings, 2.61 ERA. He's given up 22 hits, 6 earned runs, 8 walks, and 12 strikeouts. And the eighth Red Wolf to come to the plate here in the eighth inning is Cross Jumper. 2 walks, 2 strikeouts for Jumper so far tonight, and he takes strike one, 88 on the outside corner. Get things underway. Last outing for Walls was April the 22nd against UT Rio Grande Valley. He went an inning and a third, gave up 3 hits and 1 earned run. 0-1 from Walls off the plate there, change up. Walls, in his first year in Little Rock, he spent 2 seasons at Columbia Basin Community College. He was 8-4 there, 14 starts at a sub-2 ERA. 1-1 pitch, sky high on the infield. Easton Rowe traversing into foul territory and charging in. Rowe able to track that one down, make the play, and Little Rock get out of the inning. It takes only a couple pitches from Braden Walls for him to dance out of the jam, but the Red Wolves tack on 4 more. We head to the home half of the eighth. Arkansas State up big on the road. Back here inside Gary Hogan Field, Arkansas State on top of Little Rock 9-0. Red Wolves have controlled things since pitch number 1 here at Gary Hogan Field tonight. And that man right there is the leading storyline, Ckyler Tengler. On the mound, just his 4th outing, just his 2nd start this year for Arkansas State. And he takes a no-hitter here into the 8th inning, just 6 outs away from completing the no-no. He's got 7 strikeouts. And he has 5, 6, 7 here. Nolan Friend is due up, with David Stanley waiting on deck. There were wholesale substitutions for Little Rock, so pretty much no starters. Nolan Friend is the only starter left in this game. And he takes the 0-1 pitch in there for a strike. Ckyler Tengler just continuing to fill up the zone and get ahead of these Little Rock bats. The 0-2 off the plate. Nolan Friend, the difficult bat to strike out in this Little Rock order. That ball flared up the middle, one hop to second, throw over to first in time. Kaysen Campbell makes the play. Looked like for a moment it might be an awkward one for him as he decided to let it bounce, but it ended up being the right decision. He had plenty of time to get it over there to first. And Ckyler Tengler moving ever so close to history here. 5 outs away now. Here's David Stanley. First trip to the plate here for Stanley tonight. He came in to replace Ty Rhodes out in right field. Stanley out of Toronto, Ontario. First-year Trojan, the junior. Spent 2 years at Connors State. As he bounces that one, left side, tough play. Charging is the third baseman, Torres, and he makes a great play on time over there to get it to first. And there's 2 down now in the 8th inning as the plot continues to thicken here at Gary Hogan Field. All eyes on that man, Ckyler Tengler. 4 outs away now from doing the unthinkable. Pinch hitter here for the DH, Nico Bump. Ryan Geck digging in. Second-year Trojan from Long Beach, California. Geck swings at the first one he sees. Could be a tough play here for the shortstop, and a beauty from Ingscove. Arkansas State flashing the leather on the infield. They know how important each and every play is at this juncture in the contest for the outing that they have gotten out of their right-hander, Ckyler Tengler, and the Red Wolves and Tengler 3 outs away from the no-no. First, we'll see the finishing touches from Arkansas State's bats. They're up 9 headed to the 9th. Welcome back inside Gary Hogan Field. Arkansas State with their final chance to put some more runs across the board before we'll head to the home half of the 9th, and Ckyler Tengler will have a chance to finish off what could be a potential no-hitter. 8 no-hit frames right now for the Red Wolves right-hander, but first it's Braden Walls, the left-hander for Little Rock, on the mound. He'll have to contend with the bottom third of the Red Wolves order. Jake Henry Williams, Raul Torres, and Caden Amundsen due up. Big swing and a miss there from Jake Henry Williams on the 89-mile-an-hour fastball there from Braden Walls. Walls, the 6th pitcher for Little Rock tonight. First left-hander they've gone to. 0-1 pitch. Misses just inside there to Henry Williams, who is 0 for 2. Pop out and a double play ground out. But Henry Williams has been on board twice. He's been hit by 2 separate pitches, and he's come around to score 1 run back in the second. 1-1. He swings a little early on that changeup there. That's the premier off-speed pitch for Braden Walls, especially against right-handed hitters. Loves to drop it into that spot. He gets a ton of swing and misses when he's able to locate that pitch. 1-2, that's the same spot with it, and he gets a weak contact ground ball to shortstop. Lance Anderson fires to short just in time to get Henry Williams. And there's 1 down in the top of the 9th. Nice play by Lance Anderson, getting his first action here at Gary Hogan Field in quite some time. After Jordy Lopez was given the second half of this game off. Once this one started to get out of hand, Little Rock head coach Chris Curry, he went wholesale substitute defensively, is a substitution right now, except for Friend, the third baseman. As the first pitch there, a swing and a miss. Raul Torres can't connect with the changeup. And he's going to get some more of that sticky spray to apply to the handle. Torres is 0 for 2, a foul fly out to right field and a diving play by Ty Rhodes and a fielder's choice ground out. That one up and in. Torres has also laid down a sac bunt back in the second, and he was hit by a pitch and came around to score in that 4-run 8th inning not too long ago. 1-1 from Walls, change up well off the plate. Whereas in his second year with the Red Wolves. 2-1 pitch misses upstairs. He's improved his batting average nearly 90 points from 154 last year to 240 this season. 2 years at Indian Hills Community College before that. Three 3-1 from Walls. He pulled that one low and in. It's going to be a one-out walk for Raul Torres. As Cade Martin goes and retrieves the wild pitch, make sure Torres doesn't advance any further. So Torres on base for the second time tonight. 1 on and 1 out now for Caden Amundsen out of the 9-hole. Amundsen 1 for 4, a 2 RBI single back in the second that got Arkansas State on the board. And he turns this one around out down the left field corner, and that's well foul. As Amundsen's out in front of that first pitch fastball from Braden Walls. Oh, 1 pitch, change up outside. Good take there from Amundsen to earn himself a hitter's count here as the Red Wolves try and tack on some runs in the 9th. Walls falling behind here further. It's the final midweek of the year for Little Rock. Arkansas State, they've still got Pine Bluff next week. Logan Stout's Golden Lions. That 2-1 pitch, another changeup, another one that misses off the plate. No chase there, no thought of a chase from Caden Amundsen. He looks to be seeing that changeup pretty well out of the hand of Braden Walls. Runner stays put. The 3-1 misses outside. Same spot. Walls not able to make the correction. It's back-to-back walks issued to the 8 and 9 hole hitters in this order. And now you got 2 on and 1 out for the leadoff man in this Red Wolf lineup. Back to the top for the 6th time through. Ashton Quiller is 0 for 5 with 4 ground outs and a strikeout so far tonight. And he'll get his first look at Braden Walls now. First pitch from Walls. He gets the chase on a first pitch curveball. Quiller going and chasing that one down low. 316 hitter Ashton Quiller. He was the Arkansas State head coach Mike Silva took with him when he came from Nichols to Jonesboro after a successful few years at Nichols. Mike Silva, he led Nichols to back-to-back regional appearances, including a 40-win season in there as well. 2023 and 2024, those back-to-back regional appearances, that earned him the Arkansas State job that he took before last year. And he's certainly made some noise this year, Mike Silva, with his Red Wolves. Again, they've already passed their win total from last year. A split 2 games with the Razorbacks at Baum Walker. Arkansas State, they won the first of 2 midweeks against Arkansas. Barry nearly knocked off Ole Miss as well at Swayze Field in a 1-run loss. I think they took 1 of 3 against Southern Miss in the always difficult Sun Belt, and they've got just 2 weekend series left. Texas State, and then I believe it was South Alabama. 2-2 up and off the plate there. Fastball from Walls. Can't find the zone. It's all full now. Walls in danger here of walking the bases loaded. Already 2 free passes and now a 3-2 count to Ashton Quiller with Kaysen Campbell waiting on deck for the Red Wolves. Try and do some damage. 3-2 pitch. Hit pretty well down the right side. That gets foul into the Little Rock bullpen. We'll do it again at 3-2. Certainly hasn't been the day that Quiller would have liked it to be at the plate. He's 0 for 5, but this is the 3rd time that he's seen a 3-2 count, so he's certainly done his job at the leadoff spot in terms of seeing a lot of pitches. 3-2, fouls another one down the right side. That was what would have been a really well-placed backdoor curveball from Walls that looked like it was going to end up right on that outside corner. And a nice piece of hitting to track it all the way by Quiller and earn himself another one. Pitch number 8 of the at-bat, and that's going to be a free pass, and Ashton Quiller is going to get himself aboard for the first time tonight. So Braden Walls, after getting the ground out for the leadoff hitter, Jake Henry Williams, has walked the bases loaded. Torres, Amundsen, and Quiller are the Red Wolves on the bags, and a left-on-left matchup now with Kaysen Campbell coming to the plate. Campbell, a 2-hit day already. He takes a fastball upstairs from Walls, who can't find the adjustment just yet. Campbell, a .305 hitter, OPS over 900, 14 doubles, 7 homers, and 28 RBIs this year. And he takes a 1-0 slider there below the zone. No thought of a chase. Walls really has his back to the wall now, with a 2-0 count and Red Wolves occupying every base. The 2-0 from Walls, that catches the inner part of the plate. He gets into the zone for strike 1. Campbell's 6th trip to the plate, Arkansas State's 2-hole hitter. 2-1, down below the knees, and now Walls in danger of walking in a run here to make it a double-digit Arkansas State lead here in the 9th. That one in there. Another one on the inner part of the plate. That was the changeup at 82 from Walls, and now it's full. Bases loaded, 1 down, and a full count pitch coming. Another lengthy break for the Red Wolves starter, Ckyler Tengler, in the dugout with a no-hit bid. 3-2, well upstairs. 4 straight walks issued by Braden Walls. Kaysen Campbell drives in the run on the free pass. He's got 28 RBIs of the year now, as Raul Torres comes in to score. And the skipper, head coach Chris Curry, coming out of the dugout here to grab the ball from Braden Walls. We are going to see a new arm out of the pen. It's going to be the freshman Russ Martin with the ball when we come back. Welcome back inside Gary Hogan Field. 10-run game now. Arkansas State on top of Little Rock. Let's look at what's upcoming here for the Trojans. Our upcoming series presented by Visit Southern Illinois. For Little Rock, this is the last midweek. It's just UT Martin and then SEMO. First it's on the road and then SEMO here. Those games going to be on radio. Little Rock just 1 game out of first place in the OVC before that tournament gets underway. And then for the visitors, 1 more midweek, that Pine Bluff game sandwiched in between 3 at home against Texas State and 3 on the road against South Alabama to end the year for the Red Wolves, who sit 7th in the difficult Sun Belt. Little Rock right now sit 3rd in the OVC. Here's the Little Rock native, Patrick Ingskov. 2 hits for him today so far. He's been on base 4 times, and he takes strike 1 there to even up the count 1-1. New arm out there for Little Rock is the freshman from Russellville, Arkansas, 6-foot right-hander Russ Martin, first-year Trojan. 1-1 breaking pitch. That gets by Cade Martin to the backstop at 90 feet as Caden Amundsen comes sliding home. It's an 0-0 Arkansas State lead. And everybody moves forward for Ingskoff here at the plate. The former Pulaski Academy Bruin, where he played his high school ball out in West Little Rock. 2-1 from Russ Martin, fouled behind on an 89-mile-an-hour fastball to even up the count 2-2. Still just one down in this ninth inning. It has been about as long of a rest as Ckyler Tengler has had all night, the Arkansas State starter who's still in the middle of a no-hit bid. Martin ready here. His 2-2, low and off the plate. You got the Martin to Martin battery duo now. Russ Martin on the mound and Cade Martin behind the plate. No relation. Three-two. Fouled off on a pitch that would have been ball four up above the zone. You see a little shake of the head from Ingskoff as he knew it. Sixth appearance of the year for Russ Martin. One of those was a start. His last outing came April the 21st against UTRGV. Went 2 innings, gave up 4 hits, 1 earned run, a walk, and 3 strikeouts. Martin out of the stretch here, ready. The 3-2. Popped high into the night sky, out into shallow center. Michael O'Brien had to find it first, and he'll fire home as it goes all the way through everybody into the backstop. Martin was backing it up, but the run, Quiller is going to come around to score. Be a shallow sac fly for Ingskoff and an RBI. He picks up RBI number 33 on the year, and Arkansas State have themselves a dozen here on the road. Second out of the inning, and now Evan Griffiths comes to the plate here to face off against Russ Martin. Well, they're there with a smile on his face. He's just glad that throw didn't come in and hit him. First pitch, breaking ball, outside corner to Evan Griffiths. Griffiths having a nice day, 2-hit day now. 4 RBIs for him. He had the bases clearing double his last time and then an RBI single in the 7th. He's 2 for 5. As that fastball just missed there. That's a pitch that we've been seeing get called all night. See some confusion there from both Martins, Russ and Cade. But 1-1 is the count here. Runner on second, 2 down, and a 12-0 Arkansas State game. Due up for Little Rock in the 9th to try and break up this no-no. It's going to be Cade Martin, Jake McClure, and Lance Anderson due up for Little Rock. 2-1 pitch, breaking ball. Gets a swing and a miss there on a chase from Griffiths. Nice breaker from Russ Martin, the lone true freshman on this Little Rock roster. Little Rock 1 out away from getting out of this 9th inning now. The 2-2 got him swinging. Martin challenges him with the fastball, and the freshman has his first strikeout out of the bullpen. Back on 3, they lead it 12-0. And from the dugout, Ckyler Tengler trying to close out a no-hitter bid here at Gary Hogan Field. Back here inside Gary Hogan Field, final midweek of the year for the Trojans. The penultimate midweek of the year for Arkansas State. And what an outing it's been by that man so far. Ckyler Tengler, the right-handed starter, still working for the Red Wolves. Little Rock have conjured up just one base runner all night. A hit by pitch to Cade Smith back in the 4th inning. It is a no-hit bid right now. No-hitter alert. Red watch here at Gary Hogan Field. No-hitter alert. As it's 8-9-1 now for Little Rock. Cade Martin, Jake McClure, and Lance Anderson are the 3 due up. Last year's Ohio Valley Conference Tournament MVP, Cade Martin, digging in, and he knows the assignment here. And he takes strike one at 89, an 0-1 count now to Martin. Martin getting a trip to the plate for Trey Hill. This is his first trip here tonight, and he swings through that one, a hearty hack. Quickly behind 0-2, and what an outing this has been from Tengler. The pitch count still just at 84. This is going to be his 85th pitch tonight here in the ninth. 0-2, misses off the plate. Change up there with the arm side run. He tried to get it to roll back to the outside corner. One-two pitch, he got him swinging. 8th strikeout tonight for Ckyler Tengler. And he is 2 outs away from history here at Gary Hogan Field. Red Wolves dugout not wanting to make too much noise. They're just, but everybody's out there on the edge of the fence, top rail there. Here is Jake McClure getting his first trip to the plate for Little Rock tonight. That fastball up and off the plate. McClure 190 on the year. He's 4 for 21 in limited trips. Limited trips to the plate. This is his 16th appearance of the year, Jake McClure. His lone RBI this season came against these months ago. The 2-0, fouled behind there. Challenge fastball at 90. Tengler has not lost any of the velocity as he marches along here. The 2-1, fouled behind another fastball. Tengler pitching aggressively with his heater. He's had nothing to fear all night. He's been right in the zone, and the Red Wolves have supported him, given him the opportunity to pitch aggressively in this outing. He's kept his pitch count down and able to stay in it this long. The 2-2, he got him swinging. Back-to-back Ks to get the ninth underway, and Ckyler Tengler, just his second start of this regular season, and Arkansas State's right-hander is 1 out away from a no-hitter at Gary Hogan Field. Nine strikeouts on the night, and now it's all up to Lance Anderson to try and break up the no-hitter. He takes strike one on the outer part of the plate. Red Wolves dugout ready to explode. Oh, 1 on the ground, left side, going to be a tough play for Inkskov. Long throw to first, pick made, and it's in time. A no-hitter for Ckyler Tengler. The 7th no-hitter in Arkansas State history and first since 2005. And it's a Maddox. He's done it in under 100 pitches, and the Red Wolves will mob him, and the party will go all the way into the right field corner. Ckyler Tengler, take a bow. Just his second start and his 4th appearance all season long for the redshirt junior first-year Red Wolf from Searcy, Arkansas. Just a historic night, the 7th no-hitter in the history of Arkansas State baseball. And what a way to finish things here. On a nice scoop over there at first base, the long throw, fitting that it was the man from Little Rock to make the final play, Patrick Inkskov. And history made here at Gary Hogan Field by Ckyler Tengler as Arkansas State take this one 12-0. And Ckyler Tengler, you're getting the lineup card, you're getting the game ball, you're getting dinner on somebody as you have yourself the 7th no-hitter in Arkansas State program history. That is all the baseball here from Gary Hogan Field this season. There's one more home series for the Trojans in a week and a half, but we will have that one on radio. Little Rock hosting the Ohio Valley Conference Track and Field Championships that weekend. So this is it for our presentations of college baseball on ESPN Plus this year. Thanks so much for watching along through the Little Rock Trojans. Arkansas State improve. Little Rock still at 28 wins this year at this juncture, just 2 away from their 4th 30-win season in 5 years. But tonight, all about that man right there, Ckyler Tengler, who threw a 9-inning no-hitter, just 1 base runner. The hit-by-pitch was able to get it done in under 100 pitches. So for our director of broadcast, Nick Owen Blandford, for Corey Isbell, for Justin Henderson, for everybody behind the scenes here that allows us to bring college baseball to you at home, I'm Max Coltrane signing off. Arkansas State takes the one 12-0 here in Little Rock as the Trojans drop their final midweek of the 2026 regular season. Remember, all games airing on the ESPN networks are streaming live and archived on the ESPN app. This has been a presentation of ESPN. Thanks for watching some baseball with us this spring. Take care, everyone.